Hello and good evening, this is Ruth Pozuelo from Curbal.com, and today is time again for DAX Fridays. And I want to dedicate this Friday to the new update, April 2017 update, where Microsoft released the first beta version of Quick Measures. I think this is a great update and a really good initiative from Microsoft, because it will help people that they are starting with DAX. DAX is not like super easy. It takes a while to get used to. And I'm actually going to go through the different types of quick measures that are there. But not only that, I think that some of the measures will give you the wrong results, or perhaps not the wrong. In some cases, it will give you the wrong results, and other perhaps not the ones that you would expect. And I want to highlight that, so you're careful when you use them. And there are also a few things that could potentially mess up your model. So I just want to show you that too, to make sure that if you use them properly until those things get fixed from Microsoft in future releases. I will do that at the end, so make sure you stick up to the end so you can see what you have to watch out for. So before any further delay, let's begin. So here's the announcement from Microsoft. They are telling us that quick measures will actually substitute the quick calcs. And those will be called now save or show as values, I think. Quick measures is just like ready-made formulas for you to use. And there are different types of calculations you can do. You can aggregate things. You can do like semi-advanced or simple filtering. You can do time intelligence, and then you can do running totals and some mathematical operations. So I'm going to leave the mathematical operations and the aggregate to last, because those are the ones that you have to watch out for. But I will explain the other ones in order. So let's begin. Okay, so here we are in Power BI, and this is the Northwind dataset. It is free for everybody to download, and I have a video on that in case you don't know how to do it. But this is just like fake data for a company called Northwind. It is produced by Microsoft. And what we have here already is a bar chart with year and total sales. And total sales is a calculated column that calculates the unit price times quantity minus the discount that the different salespeople gave to the product. And let's start with some quick measures. What you would do is you take the value that you want to get the quick measure for. You click here, quick measures. And this will show up. Here you select the calculation. As I said, the aggregation and the mathematical operations I will leave to last. But let's start with filters. So for example, let's check filter value. So here you have the sum of total sales, and then you have the possibility to filter it by something. And we want to filter by category, for example. So we put the category there, and now we said which category we want to filter. So this will give us the sum of sales for seafood. We click OK. And here, this is really great, because with the Power BI team did is they actually show you the DAX expression, so you can see how they did it. And here they have a calculate formula that does the sum of sales where the category is seafood. And if we put it side by side, this is what you will see. So this is the total sales, and this is the sales for seafood. Really good. Let's do another one. Quick measures. Difference from filtered value. let's do the same. Let's put categories in there. And let's put dairy products. So what is this doing? You can see it here. What it does is it first creates a measure that calculates the sum of sales for dairy products. And then it says, okay, get the sum of the total sales. So this is not filtered by any category, minus the sum of the dairy products. So what this is basically is the sales, all sales except for the dairy products. In case you need it, you have it now as a quick measure. Now let's do another one. Let's do percentage difference from filtered value. Okay, let's see what that does. Put in there, let's put dairy products again. And here it is. Okay, so what is this doing? It is first calculating the total sales for the dairy products. And then is dividing the total sales. So it gets the total sales minus the dairy products and divided by the dairy products. Okay. So this is what is actually giving us the percentage of the difference. It just sounds so weird to say. And now that I read it, I don't know how to say it in another way. Crazy. So now, as you can see, every time that we are calculating one of the things, we are using the calculate sum of dairy products. So what we're doing is we calculating that or writing that on and on and on. While what you're doing DAX yourself, you calculate it once and then you reuse it everywhere. And the benefits of that is actually that if you had to change these by any reason, you just have to change it once in one place. Now, because you're using this type of calculations, what you're actually doing is you are writing the same formula all over the place. And then if you have to change it, you won't be able to reuse it. So be careful with that. Okay. So I think it's a good idea, for example, just to see how they did it. And then if you have already created these, just change it, because now you can go in here and change it. Right? So probably that is better than just keep on creating the same thing on and on and on. Your model will get quite messy quite fast. That is just my opinion. So let's move on to a new quick measure. So here we have again total sales by year, and what we're going to do, we do quick measure, and we're going to do the running total by year ascending. Awesome. And there you have it. So here is the formula how they actually did it, is on or after. I've never used that. We should look into that into one of the DAX Fridays, but not today. And here's the formula they used, and here is the results where you can see the accumulated sales year by year. So extremely useful. Cool. Let's do the time intelligence functions. So now here we have, this is in a table form, date and total sales list. We should do it a little bit bigger so you see. And we're going to do, let's see, quick measures. And we will do year-to-date date. And you get an error, and the error is actually in here too, but let's look at it. It says time intelligent quick measures can only be grouped or filtered by the Power BI provided date hierarchy. Now, what is that? It actually means what you saw there. So you have to have hierarchy in there. If you don't have it, they won't work. And now we have total sales year to date 2, because I've actually had a year to date already created, year to date 1. Now this is one of the things I don't like, and this is something that I really think they have to fix for the next release, because you can actually create the same measure again. So let's say somebody created it and you share the file, and then somebody else can just go in and do the same thing, and then you will end up with many measures that are exactly the same, and your Power BI file will be a mess. I think it would be good if when somebody tried to create these measures again, they actually, Power BI says, hey, somebody already created them, and these called total sales year to date or whatever. I understand that this is perhaps a difficult change to do, especially because you can change the measures, you can change the name, and how is Power BI going to know that you've already created it? But the fact that you can actually recreate things on and on and on, it will be a problem, because people will create the same measures more than once. That's what I think, at least. So let's delete our year to date 2. So here you have the date, the sales, and year to date. Now you must say, oh, this looks so bad with the hierarchy. Well, you can actually change it. You can then come here again and change the because now you have how the measure should be done. Then you can just, perhaps I should show you. So this is what you need to do. You have to remove these and just give your date column, and then you can just clean everything up, and that will create the normal measure, the one that you can create yourself, and then you can just put the dates, and it will give you the total sales year to date. Okay, so I mean, you can just do it with a date that has hierarchy, and then change the date that you want yourself. So it is actually doable. Let's do one more. Year over year. Number of periods. Here you can click on this, and it says how many past periods over which you want to calculate the change. And this, in this case, you want to calculate from last year. So 1 year. Again, hierarchy. And is giving us, you know, this is 1996 because there is no 1995 data. It won't give us anything, but for the years that there is a previous year, we will get the calculations in there. There is no quick measure for previous year, and I mean, I always check that my measures are correct. So I think it would have been nice if the previous year would have been there, so you can actually see what's going on. Of course, that should be correct, but as I'm going to show you later on, it's not always correct, and that's why I always recommend you to check your measures, no matter who made it, even if it comes from Microsoft, because it depends on what you're filtering. You might get different things. So, and what I won't show you the other ones. I mean, it's very easy for the time intelligence. It's just click, and then you get the results you like. So we're going to move to the ones that I'm a bit skeptical about. So for the mathematical ones, we're going to do like this. We're going to put product name. We're going to put unit price, quantity, and then we're going to put total sales. Total sales is a formula, it's a calculated column, right? That I had already in the model. Let's do this a bit bigger so you see something. There we have them. And let's do this by order ID. Perhaps it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, but just let's do this. So we have 1.2 million euros in sales. Now, let's get unit price, for example, quick measure. And we're going to do a multiplication. So we want to get unit price times quantity to be able to get sales. Let's forget that there's a discount, okay? We ignore it for now. And we click OK. And we get, so unit price times quantity should give us sales. We get, let's put format in again, not 3, we want actually 0. And our total sales got a little bit bigger than we had before, right? I mean, what's going on? You might wonder. Here is the issue. Let me show you. If we put the order ID, so we get row by row, you will see that the total sales and the unit price times quantity, it will give you the right result, right? Because you are doing it row by row. Still, the totals will be wrong, but the row by row calculations will work. Now, if I remove again the order quantity, we are getting something else. And the reason we're getting something else is because this is multiplying 1,349 times 978. That's not correct. That's not the unit price. That's the sum of price, which is what we had when we created this one. And that is not what you want. So even if you put the order ID in there, the sum, the total, will be wrong. And the reason for that, and I explained it in another video, is that the totals, they do not get filtered by what is in here. So they don't get filtered by product name. The total line, it just gets the entire table. So it's actually multiplying 56,500 with 51,000. And then that's why it's giving you that number, which is not the total sales. So be very, 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 very careful when you are using this. You still have to understand a little bit what DAX is doing in order to be able to use these things correctly. So anyhow, I'm sure this is a beta version. Microsoft will definitely fix this. I'm sure about that. But until then, make sure that you always control or check what your measures are giving you. Even if you are given a ready-made DAX formula, you still have to check. Even if you don't understand why it's not giving you the right results, it doesn't matter. If it's just not giving you the right results, don't use it. And make sure you always check for it. So this is all for today. I hope you enjoy this DAX Fridays video, and give a heads up to the Power BI team. They've made a fantastic job, I think. So this is actually all for today. If you like the video, please let me know button by liking it. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let me know in the comment box or any of the social channels listed below. And subscribe. I publish Power BI videos every week. Have a great evening. Bye.